Okay, hello everybody. Hello, and welcome to another fun full day of streaming. I am Phil I am. Philium for short. Yeah, right. Today is Tuesday. That's right, Tuesday, June 19th, 2018. Welcome, my friends, to my first of two gameplay sessions for the day. And you may ask yourself, well, what is today going to be? What's on the agenda? We've got some fun stuff today. Big variety. Very different from yesterday. Yesterday I played a first-person shooter in Half-Life 2. And then I continued on with my vampire action RPG hybrid style game. And almost rage quit the game. I'm not going to lie. I almost did. I was like to my limits of patience. But I did manage to persevere. Today, something totally different. Jurassic World Evolution, the theme park sim game continuing. I'm on the fourth of 5 islands. There's 5 islands in the main campaign of the game, and I've beaten 3 of them. We're moving on to Island 4 today. This is probably going to be the most challenging so far. It's a tiny island. Really small. At least, I just unlocked it and just took a quick glance at it, and I was like, man, there is like no room to do anything. So this may be an instance where I have to make the most of the little space that I have. I may have to toss out big ticket dinosaurs. All right. So maybe I have to throw out a T-Rex right off the bat. I don't know. We'll have to see. And it may be a situation where, quickly you build stuff and do stuff early on, and then you demolish those buildings later to make room for more important stuff later. So we'll see how I can do here. I'm not sure how it's going to go today, but I'm going to do my damnedest to keep going. There are 5 islands. I want to see if I can beat all 5 and beat the campaign of the game. So let's see how today goes, okay? Now, that's the first stream. And by the way, it's pretty interesting that, I'm getting to the harder parts of the game when later this week, Jurassic World The Lost Kingdom is releasing, right? The new Jurassic World movie comes out this weekend. So for those of you who are going to see it, maybe this will be a cool lead-in, right? A cool way to get yourself pumped for the new Jurassic World movie. Tonight, I will be doing a second stream. My second stream will be H1Z1, which I typically, play about once a week. Should be fun. I've had some interesting variety when I play this game. Sometimes I do really well, and sometimes I just get like terrible luck. And that's kind of what happened. The next to last time that I played, I did amazing, and I actually won my first match and was doing multiple top 10 runs. I was getting really good drops and good luck and everything. When I played it last week, I sucked. I was just constantly getting owned like right away. So, that's the nature of the Battle Royale game, I think. It's a lot of it is based on skill, but a lot of it is also based just on the luck of the drop and, getting the drop on other people, etc. So it is what it is, but that should be fun tonight. Some more H1Z1, my weekly session. FYI, tomorrow, guys, I am going to go back to Fallout. Oops, not Fallout. Definitely not playing Fallout tomorrow. Whoops. Tomorrow I'm going back to Half-Life 2, and I don't know if tomorrow I'm going to beat the main campaign of the game or not. People are telling me there's about 4 hours left. So if I do well, I may actually wrap up the main campaign of the game tomorrow. But if I have a little bit of difficulty or run into a little bit of challenge, then maybe I won't. All right. So that's going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow's main stream. More Half-Life 2. And I've been loving Half-Life 2, by the way. Like, I really like this game. I'm so happy that I went back to it. After years and years of trying to play this game and giving up on it over and over, finally, you guys nominated and voted it to be this special summer playthrough. And man, I have been enjoying the hell out of the game a ton. So I'm very, very happy that you guys did that, okay? So, pretty awesome. And I can't wait for more tomorrow. And by the way, I announced this yesterday, but I'll just for you guys to let you guys know. I like the game so much, I have decided I will play episodes 1 and 2 as well. Since the game is so good, and I'm really enjoying it. And people are enjoying it, too. The streams are doing well. People are coming out for the streams and being supportive and loving the retro vibe of me playing a game that I never played before, but it's a throwback game. So, I am going to be playing episodes 1 and 2 after I finish up the main story of Half-Life 2, okay? Tomorrow night will be more Vampire. And I am approaching the end of the game. It looks like I'm near the end of Chapter 5. And then there's one more gameplay chapter, and then hopefully the game's over. I don't know how much longer this game could last, but it seems to be lasting fucking forever. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow night. That should be more Vampire, alright. Then on Thursday, probably more Jurassic World Evolution, and the possible conclusion, it all depends on how today goes. You know, if I can get through this park, then that would only leave the final park. So let's see how today goes and play it by ear, but more than likely Thursday will be more Jurassic World Evolution. And then Thursday night is going to be my weekly Street Fighter session. Alright, my Street Fighter session. And it's either going to be Street Fighter Alpha 3 or Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. I haven't played either of the games in the longest in the collection. I may leave it to you guys to determine what you guys want to see me play. I may even do a poll. I'm not sure yet. But I'm going to be playing one of those two games Thursday night. Then on Friday, it's the premiere of Mario Tennis Aces. That's right. A new game for the Switch, if you can believe it. A new first-party title. Now, I've never played a Mario Tennis game before. I know that they're good, but I've never played them. In particular, I'm not a huge fan of tennis. Like, I've played tennis games before, but I've never really focused in on a tennis game. And I just have to say shout out to the fan who provided the eShop Nintendo codes for me to buy Mario Tennis Aces. And I'm going to be, playing that on Friday. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. Again, I don't know how the hell it's going to go. But I guess we'll find out. All right. That should be fun. A Mario Tennis Aces premiere stream. And then Friday night, I'm purposely leaving wide open. The reason being, by leaving it open now, it will help me to see what I want to do. Maybe I want to do more Half-Life. Maybe I want to do more Jurassic World Evolution if I'm near the end of the game. And maybe I'll want to do more Vampire if I'm near the end of the game. This is good. It leaves me the flexibility on Friday night to do whatever I want. So Friday night is wide open right now. Okay? And then Saturday is my day off, so no streaming on Saturday. But I'll be back on Sunday. And what will Sunday be? Again, I'm leaving it open because this is good. I have basically kind of 2-3 days to kind of mess around with, depending on how things go over the course of the week. I can determine what I want to play during the week, during those final days. So, Mario Tennis may be a playthrough that I do a lot of or I do a little of. I'm going to leave it completely, open to you guys and see how do you like it. Do you like me playing the game or not? One factor that does have to come into play is that whenever I play Nintendo games, I make no money on the YouTube videos. And that sucks. But that's just reality, is that there's nothing I can do about it. I make no money on the YouTube videos. I can't control that. Nintendo claims all the first-party footage that you put out there of their games. So that being said, that playthrough, I will play at least 1 or 2 sessions if people want it. But for me to do any extended gameplay, you really have to show some commitment of people liking it and coming out and being supportive on the streams. So we'll see. Because it's kind of hit or miss, but, typically when I do play a first-party Nintendo game, like last year with Super Mario Odyssey, you guys were great. I mean, you guys were coming out and being very supportive during the Mario streams. So I was able to do a very long play, extended run of that game with showing all the content and everything off, which was really awesome. So, all right. So that's the rough schedule for the week, guys. Just wanted to go through that quickly so you know what to expect coming up this week. Hope to see you guys on the streams if at all you can be there. If not, hope you'll check out the videos on YouTube on DSPGaming. It should be a really fun week with a variety. I mean, just think of that variety. First-person shooter gameplay with Half-Life 2, right? Kind of RPG action hybrid gameplay with Vampire. Sim gameplay with Jurassic World Evolution. Battle Royale gameplay with H1Z1, fighting games with Street Fighter, and then tennis at the end of the week. What a variety week this is. There's no way you could get bored of one style of game this week when I'm playing so many. Pretty sweet. Going to be a good week. I hope you guys are excited for it, okay? Outside of that, I really don't have much to talk about. There's nothing really going on. The drama has finally died down. No one's really talking about the bullshit anymore. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there was bullshit over the weekend where people completely fabricated a story about me supposedly insulting someone with depression on stream, which didn't happen. And so now the whole story's falling apart, because now I said, I have chat logs, and I can easily just look at them and tell you guys what really happened. And the whole story fell apart, and no one's talking about it anymore. What a surprise. I'm sure now they'll move on to the next thing that they could try to find to happen. But that's good. I'm glad. The drama's over. Don't have to talk about it anymore. It's all done. So that's it. Good shit, right? And outside of that, there's really not much else going on. Um, I'm looking forward to all the stuff I'm going to do during the summer. Some people have been asking questions, so allow me to address a few questions. Number one, the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Master Run Challenge is going to take place on the 29th of the month, June 29th. It's a Friday. It's the last Friday of the month. It's the last gameplay day of this month, because that Saturday is my day off. So it's going to be a marathon where for 7 to 8 hours, I attempt to go through all the arcade modes of the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection on the hardest difficulty and beat them all, okay? So I'm going to attempt that. We'll see what happens with that. That's going to be fun. Currently, as you know, I am playing Half-Life 2, which was the first Patron's Choice playthrough. The second Patron's Choice playthrough, Simpsons Hit and Run, will start once a lot of these playthroughs start to complete. So once I start wrapping up games like Vampire, like Jurassic World Evolution, like Half-Life 2, once those start to wrap up, then I will, schedule in Simpsons Hit and Run, and I'll figure out what's the best version of the game to get. Right now, I'm strongly leaning towards trying to buy the GameCube version of the game and playing it on my Wii, but I don't know how expensive that version is. I haven't looked it up yet, and I'm a little nervous because I know some GameCube games can be very pricey. So if that's the case, then I'll have to maybe look for other solutions, like maybe getting an emulated version, the PS2 version, to play out over PSN or something. I don't know. I have to figure it out, okay? So that's going to be the next downtime playthrough. And, yes, also, once I start to wrap up some of these ongoing playthroughs that I'm in the middle of, then I also will schedule in the return of Persona 5. And let me tell you guys something. I'm actually really excited about that, because Persona 5 was one of my favorite games of 2017. I played like 80 hours of it and was loving every minute. I was loving the game and loving every minute of it. And then I had to stop playing it because of Atlus's bullshit false copyright claims, which they then removed, but it's still, it still has to be said, they gave me false copyright claims against DSPGaming, which is horseshit, I didn't do anything wrong. I was abiding by their fucking rules, and they still hit me with copyright claims, So, I can't wait. I want to wrap it up. From what I was being told, because I don't know, because, I only got as far as I got, I was at, like, the final third or fourth of the game, which apparently is when the game actually really picks up. It apparently gets really, really good at the very end. And that's where I had to stop playing. So, I can't wait to jump back in and play more of that game. I really enjoyed it and want to get back to it. So, that's going to be a fun summertime, kind of playthrough, balanced with Simpsons and all the other stuff that I'm doing. I'm hoping it's a lot, what I'm really hoping is that you guys will come back for those streams, because obviously those streams will be a lot more chill. It's a game that's now a year old, and most people who wanted to play the game and see it have seen it. And I understand that, but you have to understand it wasn't my fault that I stopped playing it last year. I wanted to keep playing it. I loved the game when it was a new release, and I basically got screwed. So here's hoping, we can get people back for that playthrough, because the other thing is, in July, there's a game called Octopath Traveler coming out, and from everything I've seen, it's very much a game that looks just like Final Fantasy VI. Like, the game is trying to emulate the style of Final Fantasy VI, and I love Final Fantasy VI. It's one of, if not my favorite RPG of all time. So Octopath Traveler is, like, right in line with what I want in a game, an RPG. And so I would love to play it, but I want to finish Persona 5 first. I don't want to have, let's do a new JRPG, and then I never get to Persona 5. It's like, what the hell, So, yeah, Persona 5, hoping to wrap it up during the month of July, and then we can get to Octopath Traveler maybe over the month of August, right? I guess we'll see. But that's kind of what I'm hoping for. I actually looked at some gameplay of Octopath Traveler last night. I was like, fuck, man, this game looks great. And I'm pissed that, because of what happened last year, I'm so backed up on RPGs and everything that I actually can't play it right away as a new release. But that's life, I guess, But interesting and fun, and should be a great summer. I'm looking forward to this summer. Keep in mind, there's going to be other events too. The Rageathon will be coming up, but that's definitely going to be in August. All right, and I'll talk a little bit more about that when I start talking about Patreon. Okay. Anonymosaurus Rex says he's finding Simpsons Hit and Run for $20 on GameCube. That's not bad. That's very reasonable. So if that is the case, and I can get a used copy for $20, I probably will go that route. because the Super Mario Sunshine playthrough earlier this year went down really well. So more than likely, that's kind of the route I'll take then. Okay. All right, guys. So that's really it. Let's now get to the plugs segment. The shameless plugs, the shameless promotion segment, which I do once a day. Get out of the way. And you know what really gets me? There are people who hate on me, and they say that I beg all the time. Like, I can't believe you make a living. You're such a beggar, constantly begging. It's like, do you actually watch my streams? Of course not. Because if you did, you would know the only time that I advertise is on the pre-stream, which is, 15 minutes out of my streaming every day, out of, 6 to 8 hours of gameplay streaming, I advertise for 15 minutes. And according to them, that's constantly begging. Like, I'm lost. A factually wrong thing that people say about me all the time. I'm going to do a quick segment where I talk about Patreon, Teespring, tipping, subbing, and cheering. And then we're going to get to shoutouts, and then we're going to get to gameplay. Like, huh? Like, what are they talking about? It just confuses the hell out of me. So, I don't know. If you guys have any kind of, justification for this, that what's said there, I mean, that's like one of the most, for me, one of the most things that just makes absolutely no sense that's said about me regularly. Phil's just one of the worst e-beggars. What are you talking about? When does this happen? All right, anyway, let's get through the facts. Let's get through the plug segment, and then we'll get to shoutouts. And then we will start with gameplay, okay? All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for 10 years. 10 awesome years that I've been able to share my gameplay experiences with you guys daily on the internet. All right, covering new releases, classics, everything under the sun, and having a ton of fun time with it. I also want to thank you for around 8 years now that I've been able to do this for a living. Actually, I take that back. It's been about 7 years because I started in early 2017. So it's over 7 years, but it's definitely not 8 yet. So about 7 years, this has been my living, my job, right? Full-time, professional at this. And I've enjoyed myself, obviously, and obviously you guys have enjoyed it too, or else I wouldn't still be here, right? So thank you for that, all right? Thanks for watching. Thanks for spreading the word. Thank you in an era of the internet where it's ever so easy to jump on a negativity or a drama bandwagon and spread slander and defamatory statements about people that are not true. Thank you very much for not jumping into that black hole and instead actually being here daily to see how fun stuff can be when you don't listen to the crap from the outside, right? So thanks for that, guys. I really do appreciate that. Now, obviously the best way to support my efforts to keep doing this is to watch the streams and the videos on YouTube. Duh. Obviously, that's the easiest way. But there are other ways as well that you can support me. And there are 3 major ones. So let's go ahead and let's talk about those 3 major ones that you can go above and beyond to help ensure that I can keep doing this daily. All right. Number 1 would be Patreon. If you want to give it a look, you can head over to patreon.com/DarksidePhil, where your contributions to my monthly Patreon campaign help me with the cost of doing business. A lot of things go into it. Not only do I have to afford every new game and also all the equipment and upkeep of everything, the electricity bill, the internet bill, all that kind of stuff, but, I'm self-employed. My healthcare costs are out of the, skyrocketing and everything else, right? So, all that being said, your Patreon pledges help out tremendously. But the cool thing about Patreon is if you pledge to my Patreon, you earn, right? You earn personal perks that help you out. All right? They give you awesome things. They give you control over events. They give you the ability to get Q&A videos. Man, it's pretty awesome. I don't want to go into all the details, but by far, in my opinion, the best perk available is the $5 perk. You pledge $5 to my Patreon, you get to nominate and vote on games for upcoming events. Perfect example. Right now, this month, if you pledge $5 by the end of June to my Patreon, you're going to be able to nominate and vote on games for the upcoming Rageathon. So you get to pick any game. It could be a game I've never played. It could be a game I've played before and already raged at. It could be any genre, a platformer, a sandbox game, a fighting game, a puzzle game, anything, right? As long as it is readily available to be played, meaning, please don't pick some obscure game that costs $400 that you can only play on a PS1 console that I don't have and can't capture from. You know what I mean? Like, as long as it's something that's readily available to play and capture, it's fair game. And I'm sure people are going to come up with tons of different options. And what I'm hoping to do is during the 7 to 8 hour marathon to play maybe 5-6 games and switch between them on the fly. You know, I'm sure they'll all be entertaining at first as I rage, and then it'll get tired and people will want to see me switch to a different game, okay? But yeah, you're going to be able to nominate and then vote on what games are going to make it to that marathon. Think about the amount of power you get. I mean, just in general, so you know, people who usually do this stuff, who nominate and vote on games, maybe about 50 people in general. So 50 people are going to control a marathon that's probably going to get hundreds of viewers and videos that will probably get thousands. You know, that's pretty crazy. That's a crazy amount of control. So please consider pledging to my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil. With 11 days left in the month, you have plenty of time to jump in and get in on that event and be able to, you know, have that amount of power. It's going to be pretty awesome. Now, number 2, the second way that you can go above and beyond and contribute pretty, you know, considerably and positively would be to check out my Teespring shop over at teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. This is where I sell merch. That's right. T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs, pillows, all kinds of stuff branded with the DSP Gaming stuff. You know, whether it's fan-made logos or artwork or otherwise, it's really great high-quality stuff. I can personally attest to it because guess what? I own a bunch of it. I actually bought a bunch of it to wear on my streams, and it's great. It's stuff that I love, and I've owned a lot of it now for a year, including a mug and a bunch of shirts, and they have not worn out a bit because I actually select the higher quality product. A lot of people may not realize this, but when you make custom-made t-shirts and the like, you have the option to choose low grade, middle grade, high grade. I pick a good quality shirt so that when you guys buy something, it doesn't just fall apart, okay? Now, I make less money because of that, but I'd rather have you have a collectible that's going to last and be a good one rather than buy something and then it just falls apart like a piece of crap. So, please give it a look. Anything you buy from my Teespring shop, I get a commission, helps me out, and obviously you get a cool collectible out of it, so it's a win-win for both of us, right? Again, check out my Teespring store, and thanks to anyone who does buy something. I appreciate that very much. All right, now, last but certainly not least, my friends, if you guys are here live on the stream, and the reason I say that is because not everyone is here live on the stream. Some people actually watch my pre-streams on demand on YouTube. But if you're actually here live on the stream, you're ready for some fun interactivity and gameplay, and you're having a good time today, all right? You can try to get a shout out here on the stream if you either cheer with bits, subscribe to the channel, or you tip me. If you do any of those things, I will give you a shout out on the stream. However, there are a few very narrow criteria that I want to let you know about that you should abide by. Number 1, please be as short-worded and concise as possible. The shorter way you say something, the better chance I'm going to read that full comment and respond to it on the stream. Perfect example here, if you type a ginormous paragraph with like 5, 7, 10, 12, 14 sentences, I'm probably not going to read it and derail the entire stream for a good, 5 to 10 minutes. So the shorter the better. Number 2, please remain positive. Please do not bring toxicity or insults into the chat, and please try to remain on topic. And what I mean by that is number 1, please, no political discussions, no religious discussions when it comes to the shout-outs, even though I'm not against having discussions like that. As you guys know, typically these end up being very controversial and getting people up in a tizzy and angry at stuff. In particular, if you don't agree with someone on politics or religion, it starts fights. And it sucks, but that's just reality. And this is not a political or religious stream. This is a gameplay stream. So I ask to please keep that stuff to a minimum and understand that if you want to have me talk about that stuff, I'm probably not going to do it. All right. Please do not insult others. Please do not insult me. Please do not bring up other streamers, other content creators, in particular in a negative light. I couldn't care less if someone out there is talking shit about me, stealing my content, restreaming my content, in general, just being a jerk. I don't care. All right? They do what they do. I'm not rich. I can't file lawsuits against people for defamation and shit like that. So I kind of just shrug my shoulders and I say, it is what it is. And I just sit here and focus on positivity. I want to focus on putting out a positive, fun gameplay stream and interactive experience for you, and not focus on all the crap going on around me on the outside. I really just don't care. So please keep that stuff out of the chat. Please keep it out of the cheering. I'm not going to address it, all right? In general, it's subjective, very subjective what I decide to respond to on my streams. I do not have any obligation to respond to every single person who cheers, subs, and tips. So in general, I do apologize in advance if I do miss out on your cheer or your tip or whatever. It's not intentional in most cases. Sometimes it will be. 95% of people get it. 5% of people end up kind of either they've never been on a stream before. They think that bringing up negative stuff is going to be funny or something. And then sometimes you just get bad apples, all right, who are just trying to, bring us down. I'm not going to play that game. And I just want to say thanks to all of you who do keep stuff positive and fun, all right? One quick thing. Apparently, there's a new way to cheer with a new command. I think it's a goal command, which is in celebration of the World Cup that's going on right now. However, that goal command is not captured by Muxy, which is the method that I use to see cheer, subs, and tips. Therefore, apologies in advance if you use that. I may not see your cheer, and I may not be able to respond to it. So I highly recommend, please, if you're going to cheer, do not use the goal command because I probably won't be able to see it, okay? There you go. Now, perhaps you would like to go one step further. Perhaps you would like to get visual recognition for your contributions on my stream. Maybe you'd like to see a really fun animation play, okay, on the stream as a thank you for your contribution. If you'd like to see a fun animation, there's 3 ways you can qualify for that. Either, number 1, you cheer 50 bits or more in one shot. Number 2, if you subscribe to the channel, wait a couple minutes for a share button to show up and you click on that share button. Or number 3, if you tip me $5 or more in one go. All right, if you do any of those 3 things, you'll see a fun animation play on the stream that'll show your message, all right, and give you credit. So pretty awesome to see both visual and verbal recognition, right, for your messages. So thanks to everyone who is supportive. I do appreciate it very much, everything that you guys do on every stream. Thank you very much for that, okay? Now, all that being said, 2 quick things. Number 1, subscribers. Try that again. Subscribers, subscriptions. People have been very generous recently when it comes to subbing to the channel. Yes, there have been some gifted subs. At the same time, a lot of people have subbed for the first time, which is amazing. Thank you, guys. We have exceeded all subscriber goals for this month. So already, because you guys have subscribed so much, we're doing the Rageathon and a second Patron's Choice playthrough. Pretty cool. I'm not doing the Tier 3 goal this month simply because I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. We've already got several goals that are promised, and I don't want to now start stacking more and more and more on top and then not be able to deliver on them. So I just want to say thank you to all of you for your support. There will be a really awesome subscriber goal that I'm going to be setting up for the month of July. I think you guys are really going to like this one because this is actually going to tie into my 10th anniversary, okay? But that being said, we'll talk about that once we hit July. All right. However, if you would still like to become a new subscriber here to the channel, you have many benefits that you will get outside of, obviously, supporting me by becoming a sub. The first is emotes. You get access to all of the channel emotes, including the ever-popular DSP Pepe emote, the brand spanking new DSP Ryu, Hadouken, and Fireball emotes that are very fighting game oriented. And, I'll be playing Street Fighter probably once a week moving forward. You'll be able to use those not only on that stream, but on anyone else's stream. So if you're a fighting game fan, you'll be able to go into other people's streams and use those emotes as well. All right, pretty cool. In addition to that, you get the ability to skip the ads. And what I mean by that is I take at least one break a day during my live streams where I run advertisements. You will not have to watch said advertisements. You'll still support me, but, you won't have to watch those advertisements, okay? So pretty cool. And then, obviously, you get the Chat Crown Loyalty Subscriber Badge. Starts off as a bronze crown, upgrades after 3 months of support to a silver crown, then to a gold crown at 6 months, and then at 1 year, you get some nice rubies encrusted on your crown. And then, of course, for 2 years, it's going to be a cool diamond crown that no one's seen yet. So anyway, pretty awesome, right? And I just want to say thanks to everyone who is a current subscriber. Thanks to anyone considering being a subscriber. What I'd like to do right now is update our sub count and see where we're at. Let's actually take a look. Right now, we are at 4 million subscribers. That's amazing, guys. Thanks. You made me a multimillionaire. Okay, maybe it's not that high. We're at 504 subscribers. 504. Pretty awesome, guys. This is actually, you know, of all the subscribers I've had, the highest I ever had was in December, January, when there was a huge discount on subs. Remember, they were like 30% off. So a bunch of people subscribed and gifted subs for the holidays. And then they dipped, you know, and ever since January, I've been below 500. This is the first time I've been above 500 since January. So thank you guys very much for the amazing amount of support you lent me this month. It's been very, very positive and great, and I've been enjoying everything. Thank you guys. Pretty awesome. So now we can keep going, right? See how high we can get this month. You know, right now we're at 504, but there's still 11 days left. You know, the sky's the limit at this point. The channel's seeing growth. Everything's awesome. All right. Now, last, I would like to mention tipping. Because I already mentioned tipping. I said if you tip me, you know, you can get a shout out or you can even get an animation play. And you might be saying, well, how do I tip you, Phil? Well, that's completely separate from cheering and subbing, which are all built in, integrated into Twitch, okay? Tipping is a third-party thing through PayPal. How do you do it? Well, you can either look below my stream if you're here live now, and you should see a grid of information, including the stream rules that are publicly listed, which you should read and understand. And there's also a link to my DSPGaming YouTube channel, where all my gameplay is archived on a daily basis. But in addition to all that, there is also a button there that says Tips Jar. If you click on the Tips Jar button, it should take you to my PayPal tips page where you can either leave an anonymous tip or your name in a message if you'd like a shout out like I mentioned earlier on the stream. Now, you may be looking for all this information I'm describing and say, I don't see any of it. All right, if that's the case, more than likely you're on a mobile version of Twitch, which is perfectly fine. In that case, just type in !tip into the stream chat. And if you do, boom, a command will come up. We'll have a link, you know, publicly posted in the chat. You can click on that link. It'll take you straight to my tips page, and you can leave a tip there as well via that method. All right. So there you go, guys. Thank you very much for listening to my plugs. I appreciate that. Now, as you guys can see at the top of the screen, today we have a stream stats leaderboard. That means if you either cheer or you tip, and you are the top cheerer or top tipper for the day, you will make it up to the leaderboard. And so you'll get extra credit, right, for your contributions. Pretty awesome, okay? Also, I'll take time, you know, periodically to check on and update the total subs count, all right? So that being said, let's do shout-outs. Let's give credit where credit is due for those who have cheered, subbed, and tipped here on the pre-stream, all right? So first of all, there's actually a pretty good group of people who contributed overnight when I wasn't even here streaming. People cheered, subbed, and tipped. That is awesome that people keep me in mind when I'm not even broadcasting. So thank you for that, guys. Let's do some shout-outs for those people. All right. So, first of all, I got a $5 anonymous tip. And this person says the following. Old fans like me really care about the King of Hate HD. Some of us grew up with your vlogs. Can you please make them visible again? They're not available in any region anymore. So here's the deal of what happened with the King of Hate HD. Years ago, YouTube decided they were going to do a terms of service change by which what they wanted to do, I guess, was make advertisement revenue off of videos. It was a really weird change because my King of Hate HD channel isn't partnered. There's no advertisements on any of those videos, or at least there shouldn't be, okay? Because it used to be partnered, and that was when YouTube accused me of cheating the system, basically clicking on my own ads. That's what they told me I did. They called it was like video click fraud or something like that, like accusing me of clicking on my own advertisements back in late 2010. They told me this is what was happening, and they were kicking me out of the AdSense program at that time because of it. And I was like, there's no evidence of this. You know, there's no way they could prove it because I didn't do it. Now, maybe someone else, maybe my viewers had come in. I can't control them, right? But I don't know what happened. But anyway, it happened. So at that time, basically all advertisements, all ties, all commercial ties, everything to the King of Hate HD, my original vlogging channel, got shut down. The channel was still active. I could still upload videos, but I couldn't make any money on them anymore. All right? And eventually, that's what led to me getting partnered on YouTube and making gameplay videos for a living and yada, yada, yada. Long story. I mean, it was 8 years ago. But eventually what YouTube did, they changed the terms of service, and it had some weird thing about revenue and them having the rights to your videos. It was just a weird change. And it was a forced terms of service change. Now, obviously, on the videos I was making money on, I had to accept this change, so I did. But my older channels, like, for example, my original Dark Side Phil channel, my King of Hate HD channel, and all these channels, I never really logged into them to accept this new terms of service change. So what ended up happening was the King of Hate HD apparently just disappeared. No one could find it anymore. So eventually, I think it was like 2 years ago, I did go to the channel and I logged into it. All right. And I accepted their terms of service change or whatever, which then apparently made all the videos visible again. Now, I haven't been to the channel since then. You know, it's been what, a year, 2 years? I don't even know. I don't, you know, it's an archive. It's not a channel I actively go to and look at anymore. Apparently, what's been going on is that people have been telling me the videos on that channel have been becoming invisible again. Like, you can't, they're not viewable in your territory, not viewable in this region. Now, some people could still see them, some people couldn't. All right. When I log into the channel, all right, it seems fine. When I actually log in to the King of Hate HD channel, I don't see anything wrong. The channel appears to be in functioning order. I don't get any messages or any notices that the channel's been shut down. Okay, nothing. But apparently, as an outsider trying to view the videos, it says the channel has no videos. The channel exists, you know, it wasn't shut down, but it has no videos. I am completely stumped, guys. I have no idea what's wrong with the channel. I didn't do it, and I didn't get a notice about it. Like, nothing, you know what I mean? Like, I have no clue why this channel isn't visible and why no one can see the video. I'm lost. And the problem is, on YouTube, the only way you can get help from YouTube on an issue is if your channel has 100,000 subscribers or more. Which, guess what? The King of Hate HD does not have. So because of that, I have no direct line to go to YouTube and ask the question, what's going on here? So, yeah, I just don't know how to help. I wish I did. You know? Nirvana says if you use a VPN, you can watch all the videos. Yeah, but if you're using a VPN, Nirvana, what country are you viewing the videos at? You know what I mean? What country are you pretending to be in that you can still see the videos? Because what stumps me is, why would the videos not be visible in the United States? There's nothing in those. You know what I mean? I think one video has music in it, and that video was muted 100 years ago. So why can't people watch the videos? Very bizarre. Very bizarre. I don't know. So again, I apologize, guys. I wish there was a way that I could figure out what's wrong with that channel. I have no idea. And again, this is probably some stupid thing YouTube did behind the scenes, like they always do, right? They always fuck with stuff, and they don't explain what they fucked with. They don't have any, full disclosure of what they're doing, and it stinks. Rave Comics says I have to put it to Mexico to see those videos. So there you go. If you go through Mexico, you can see them. It doesn't even make sense. Again, if I had a way to talk to YouTube about it, I would, but I have no way to talk to YouTube about it. So I apologize. I don't know. For this $5 tip, first of all, thank you for the tip. I wish that I could help, but I don't know what to do. If anyone has any ideas, all right, let me know. I'm all ears, but I have no clue at this point how to progress, okay? All right, thank you to Golden Colts, who did a 100-bit cheer overnight. Thank you, Golden Colts, for that. I appreciate that. Woomy OS cheered and said the Woomy operating system is online. Hello, Phil. Is that a drop of tomato sauce on your shirt? I don't know what that means. I don't know if Woomy changed her name or not. I just spilled water on my desk, so give me a second to go grab a tissue to clean this up, because I spilled it. Shit. Okay. But anyway, thank you, Woomy, for the cheer. I appreciate the cheer. And, thanks for that, guys. Thank you, thank you. Oh, my God, the water spilled everywhere. Fuck. Fuck. Okay, there. Okay, I cleaned it up. What a mess. What a mess. Ugh. All right, let's continue. Hands Celebratory did a 25-bit cheer and said, stop being toxic, Kappa. There you go. And Game Master 2003 is dead again. Did a 211-bit cheer before I had started the stream, and he said, can't stay long, but here are some bits. Excuse me. All right, so thank you, Game Master, for the cheer. I appreciate that. Billy Dancer. All right, so now we're going to get to shout-outs for those who cheered sub to tip during today's stream, okay? So Billy Dancer did a 25-bit cheer. He recited some lyrics to a song, it sounds like. Here, let's see what he says. He says, Phil, I took your advice. Now my boo and I doing good. She's a good rock. But now my mom saying she not going to come around and cook for us no more. Barely get it as is now. Now I'm feeling hella depressed. Hardcore. What am I supposed to do about this? All right. I'm not going to... I don't know what that's from. I'm just going to continue. Shout out to AES, who did a 25-bit cheer. And says, I just finished Kingdom Hearts 1. Game is decent. Final boss is too long. And the water flying levels are tedious. 7 out of 10. Next up, Chain of Memories or Life is Strange Before the Storm. I liked Kingdom Hearts 1, but I agree with you. The end sucked. It was way too much of a gauntlet at the end. I mean, it's like an hour and a half of enemies. And then like 14 stages of the final fucking boss. It's like, could you just fucking end, please? I understand if you love the game. Even that, it's gotta get it's so tedious. I don't know what they were thinking. The end of Kingdom Hearts 2 is way better. So there you go. Alright, shout out to Shao Kahn Artist 87, who resubbed for the 15th month in a row. What a misspeaking there. Thank you, Shao Kahn Artist, for 15 months of support. Much appreciated, my friend. Rave Comic did a 25-bit cheer. It says, fucking Nintendo, dude. I believe he's responding to the fact that Nintendo claims all videos on YouTube, so when I play Mario Tennis Aces, I won't be able to make any ad revenue on the videos that I upload to DSPGaming, although I will be able to make some good money on the stream, so I hope that you guys will check those out on Friday. Okay. Thank you, Rave Comic, for the cheer. Shout out to Pavor Nocturnus 88, who subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much, Pavor Nocturnus. I appreciate that. Rave Comic did a 25-bit cheer. He says, what about bringing up aliens? I think he's talking about things that are not a good idea to bring up with in cheering and stuff. Aliens? I mean... Sure. Aliens. We could talk about aliens all you want, I guess. There you go. It should be fun. Shout out to Random Ghost, who tipped me $1. He says, Phil, I'm curious, would you ever watch an unedited movie with all the outtakes and extras over the actual movie? If you could please unban me, I'm a nice boy. Well, first of all, Random Ghost, I don't know why you're banned. I don't know the situation. As I've said many times on this stream, and I'll say again, just because you send me a tip or a cheer doesn't mean that I'm going to unban you somewhere. If you really want to be looked into to be unbanned, what you need to do is to contact me via darksidefil@hotmail.com. Or you can contact any of the moderation staff that we have here on the channel. We'd be more than happy to look into a situation where you feel that you were unjustly banned or erroneously banned, and to see if we can reverse that. In fact, I have a log system for all of the channels, so at any time you can go see the logs of the channel. This is a good thing, because it saves me a lot of hassle, especially with things like over this last weekend when I was accused of doing something I didn't do, and I was able to easily access public logs to see that the person who I had moderated was actually an ongoing troublemaker in the stream. So, Random Ghost, if you really want to be unbanned, please email me and we'll talk. But sending me a tip like this is incredibly ineffective, because I'm not going to drop the stream now to go research you, okay? Plus, I don't even know what your name is in the stream chat. Okay? But I certainly will give credit where credit is due. You are the current only tipper of the day, so therefore you make it onto the stream stats leaderboard. Thank you, Random Ghost, for that. Okay. As for watching an unedited movie with all the outtakes, I don't think that that's possible, because there's no such thing as a movie without outtakes. Because if it's in the movie, then it's not an outtake. You see what I mean? Like, maybe you mean an uncut version of a movie. I've done that. And I've also watched deleted scenes of a movie. Like, I bought a DVD of a movie that has deleted scenes or bloopers or things like that. And I've watched blooper reels and stuff before. Okay. But no, I have never watched a version of a movie that has the outtakes in it. I've never even heard of that. Shout out to Silent Defect. And he cheers, and wow, he's asking a question about foreskin. I'm sorry, Silent Defect. I don't think I'm going to be answering your question. That is kind of inappropriate for a gameplay stream. I'm just saying, what on the holy hell? Shout out to the Lord Lamb V3, who cheered and said, if England wins the World Cup, would you consider necking a bottle of vodka on stream? No, probably not. I did in recent times, I did one stream for Christmas, okay, where I drank. I had many different kinds of beer, as well as alcoholic eggnog. And it was a great stream. I played a variety of holiday-themed games. People really seemed to enjoy the event. And more than, frankly, I would probably like to do it again. It was a really fun event that I think if I brought it back, people would really enjoy to see it again, as long as we can find more great games for me to play, okay? That being said, no, I'm not going to be pulling out hard liquor and start chugging it on stream. That's not a good thing to be doing. You know, now I'm a hell of a lot more professional than I used to be, and I'm not going to do that. So the answer is no. Okay. All right. Shout out to Rave Comic, who cheered and said, I have to put it to Mexico to view your video. So he's talking about what we were just talking about, the King of Hate HD. Very odd that if you're an American viewer, you can't watch the videos, but if you're Mexican, you can. I mean, it doesn't even make sense. Like I said, the only content on that channel that's copywritten, I believe there was a pool party I went to once where there was music playing in the background. And that one or two videos got like matched or copyright struck or claimed or whatever. But why would the whole channel be location restricted? It doesn't even make sense. Very odd. Shout out to Woomy OS, who said, yawn, it's too early for this. Yes, Philip, I've changed my screen name. Good morning and hi. Hello, Woomy. Good to see you. Welcome back to the streams. Happy to see you. You know, people like your perky attitude on the streams. Except today, it sounds like the opposite. It sounds like you're tired as hell. PS Geek cheered and said, DSP, hope you have a great day with gaming. Thank you. And Anonysaurus Rex cheered and says, unban me, please. I'm sorry I called Popsy an ignorant Nudnik. He's joking. He was not banned, by the way. Now, one thing I want to say, guys. We have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people all do 25-bit cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no way I can update the Stream Stats leaderboard to give all of your names. It wouldn't even fit. So if someone actually wants to make it onto the Stream Stats leaderboard, they have to cheer more than 25 bits. All right. So right now I have to leave it as question mark because sadly, there's no way that I can fit all your names up there. All right. So the first person to cheer above 25 bits will make it to the Stream Stats leaderboard, FYI. But for now, I can't update it. All right. DJ Luna Eclipse resubscribed to the channel for the 8th month in a row and says, "Do you want to hear?" Hold on a second. Oh God. Hold on a second. A bunch of cheers came in. He says, do you want to hear a joke about a plane? Never mind, it will just go over your head. Love the content, Phil. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you, DJ Luna Eclipse. I appreciate that. Shout out to Emperor Swaggins, who did a 25-bit cheer. Says, can I play Fallout 76 with you? Are you doing voice chat or no? Well, when I... excuse me. First of all, I don't want to say 100% I'm playing it. At the same time, I am intrigued. Like, if I was going to play a co-op looter shooter, this would probably be the one that's catered more to me because I love Fallout. So more than likely, I'm not 100% confirming it yet, but more than likely I'm going to play the game. What venue or platform I'm going to play it on, I don't know. Apparently, the Xbox One is going to get an earlier beta access. So let's say if I pre-order on Xbox One right now and pay the full $60, I should be able to play it co-op with you guys like next month before I'd be able to if I got it on the PS4. Is that enough for me to buy it on the Xbox One? Because I know that a lot of my viewers are PlayStation 4 owners. If I buy it on Xbox One and then I want to do co-op, is that going to limit me significantly? The other thing is, I don't have a working microphone for the Xbox One. I don't. I have no method to verbally communicate with you guys on the Xbox One. So if I got it on Xbox One, it would be like well, actually, I take that back. I think I do have a method, but I wouldn't be able to use surround sound. Like, I would need to use I have an adapter. Okay, I have the Xbox One adapter. And I would need to use that with my headphones, but then I wouldn't get surround sound. More than likely, the bottom line is, even though the Xbox One version seems like it's going to get the beta earlier, I'm probably going to get it on PS4 anyway. I'll be able to use my headphones fully with the microphone that sounds good. It won't be a piece of shit. And yes, if I do co-op in that game, I absolutely will be using my mic. It would be a no-brainer, because to not use the mic would basically kind of change the game completely. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely a game catered towards co-op. It would be like kind of like when I played Destiny 2 last year. Remember I played with Kekken and Brian and other people kind of alternated in and out during the course of that week. It'll pretty much be the same thing where people who want to team up with me will be able to, you know, jump in and jump out and do some co-op with me in Fallout 4 or Fallout 4. Oh my God, Fallout 76. That's what I'm thinking. And more than likely I am going to be getting it, as I said, via the PS4 if I do get it. All right. So that, I hope that answers some questions. Now, Emperor Swaggins in particular, can you play it with me? If you're going to get the PS4 version, that's pretty much the version I'm getting. So that would increase your chances. I have no idea how many people will want to play it with me. So if there's a ton of people who want to co-op with me, then I might have to take turns and rotate on sessions and stuff. But yeah, I see no reason why you wouldn't be able to get in on one of those sessions. Okay, so there's your answer. Yes, I'll be doing voice chat when I play it. And yes, chances are, if you're interested in playing co-op with me, you'll be able to. Okay? All right. Random Ghost tipped me another $1 and said, it was a hypothetical. By unedited, I mean no editing. It was all repeat takes and everything. Would you ever watch that? Oh, no. You guys may not realize this. Okay? But a movie takes a long time to make. And the reason being is because a lot of directors have an idea of what they want, but when they actually get to start filming, you know, a scene doesn't pan out the way that they'd hope that it would look, or it doesn't have the vibe they're looking for. And so they, on the fly, will direct. I mean, that's why they're called the director. They'll direct the actors. So you may have a scene that in a movie is like a 2-minute scene, and it takes them 2 hours to actually film it. And that, why do you think it takes movies so long to be made, you know? A 2-hour movie takes 3, 4, 5 years to make because you've got so much that goes into it. Can you imagine? There's probably hundreds of hours of footage, you know, that's discarded for every movie that's filmed. I would not want to watch that crap. If I were there, would I like to sit in on a movie actually being filmed and actually watch for like a session to see how it works? Absolutely. That would be fascinating. I think I would love that. But would I want to watch all the raw footage of a fucking movie? No. That would probably take so goddamn long, man. Alright, Anonysaurus Rex did a 27-bit cheer and said, I am so wealthy. Now, that would have made Anonysaurus Rex the top cheerer, except that, PS Geek did a 70-bit cheer at the same time. He said, here you go, Phil. I give you 70 bits. Alright, so he wanted to become the top cheerer. At the same time, Rave Comic cheered 26 bits and said, laughing out loud. So all three of them were intending to become the top cheerer for today, but then at the very same time, it was Orange X Juice. Orange X Juice did a 1,050-bit cheer, which blew things out of the water. Orange X Juice, thank you very much. You are indeed the top cheerer for today. Let's get you up on the leaderboard. And yes, it is spelled with a V. Juice. It's not a U, it's actually a V. So Orange X Juice, the current top cheerer. Thank you very much for that, Orange X Juice. Nirvana did a 25-bit cheer. Says, I had penne for lunch. I prefer it, to be honest. Har, har, har. Hilarious meme. Woomy OS cheered. Said, no silly Woomy right now. It's 3 a.m. and it's too early for coffee. I'm going to go back to sleep. Please behave. And wash your hands after using the toilet. Okay, thanks, bye. All right. Thank you, Woomy. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. Maybe we'll see you later tonight for H1Z1. Should be pretty fun. Shout out to Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise has tipped me $5 and says the following. Hi, Phil. Tom Cruise here. Really enjoying the Half-Life 2 playthrough. If you play episodes 1 and 2, I would like to reward you with an invitation to join the Church of Scientology as well as a role in the next Mission Impossible. Thank you. Well, Tom, I think it's time for me to start avoiding Xenu because I'm going to play episodes 1 and 2, and I'm joining the Church of Scientology officially right now. Oh, hold on. I gotta get all those negative alien vibes out of my body. Xenu be gone. The time has come. Alright, I'm kidding. But anyway, thank you, Tom Cruise, for the $5 tip. And you are the top tipper for today. So let's go ahead and let's get this updated. Here we go. Very nice. Okay. Also, shout out to Mink. Aust Mink did a 500-bit cheer, and he says they call that an assembly cut. An assembly cut. So that would be all the uncut footage of a movie is called the assembly cut. Yeah, I assume that's because in the editing studio, right? That's what the editor does. Is the director will pick what shots he wants out of the ones he filmed. Then the editor splices them together, right? So it makes sense. Thank you, Osman, for that 500-bit cheer. Appreciate that. All right. Shout out to King of Hypocrisy. King of Hypocrisy has cheered. Says, Phil, with recent drama, do you see why you need to actively address this stuff and show how it's false or taken out of context? If you would have ignored it like in the past, people would have thought that Nudnik was a legit fan and you snapped at him for no reason. Well, King of Hypocrisy, here's the deal. It seems like, in the case of my case, I've become the fun guy to make fun of. For example, everyone knows Nickelback, right? You guys know Nickelback, the band Nickelback. Everyone knows them, okay? Now, Nickelback, in essence, is not a bad band. They've had many big hits and have had, good success as a band, all right? However, Nickelback have become a band that is a meme because people says that every Nickelback song is the same, and if you like Nickelback, you basically just like kind of manufactured crap music, and they don't deserve the success that they have because really they don't have originality. That's kind of the toxic, negative shit that's followed Nickelback over the years, okay? So that being said, Nickelback they still have success, they still tour, they still make money, but a lot of people just constantly associate them with negativity and make fun of them constantly. They're just known. They've been a memed band, and did they do anything to deserve it? Not necessarily. It just kind of happened, okay? That's kind of how I feel, how I am. Like, it doesn't matter what I do or say, all right? It just doesn't. It doesn't matter what I do or say. People are going to find a reason to not like me no matter what, all right? And the bottom line is, I've been around here for 10 years. I've been the most prolific gaming YouTuber on the planet Earth, meaning I've put out more hours and more videos of gameplay than any other human on planet Earth, and done it for a living for 7 years, done this for 10 straight. There's so much out there of me on the internet. It's so easy to take stuff out of context. You could take jokes I made, 8 years ago that were appropriate then that maybe today with a more, SJW PC culture, people would say they're not acceptable anymore. And you could say Phil's a racist, right? There's just so much that can be done. So, for example, right, this weekend, this slander that happened against me, completely fabricated situation where people were trying to say I isolated someone in the stream chat who said they had depression and made fun of them and derided them on stream. In reality, this was someone who had already been banned 3 times from the stream chat. Earlier that day, they had said a giant thing in all caps, homophobic slurs, all right, got timed out by the bot. This was someone who all day had been misbehaving in stream chat. I knew that they were full of shit. I knew that they were making fun of me for revealing that I had had depression the day before on my podcast. So I called them out publicly, gave them a chance to speak. They had nothing to say. They got timed out. They came back, insulted me, again said that my depression was fake, and got permanently banned from the channel. That's what happened, okay? That's the real story. But people changed that to say, oh, Phil singled out someone in the chat who had depression and insulted them. That's not what happened at all, right? If you actually were here for the situation, you knew that guy was a guy who was spamming the chat with stuff all day and, was misbehaving, and we were trying to deal with this guy and be lenient to him, and he didn't want to listen or learn, and he just kept being a jerk, and eventually we got perm banned. So everything that happened there was warranted, but you could take anything said out of context and make it look like something else. That's the bottom line. Now, in this particular case, it happened on a Friday night. Saturday was my day off, okay? So I didn't address it all day Saturday. I was disconnected from the internet. Sunday, I came back, talked about it on a pre-stream, and Monday I closed the issue by explaining that I had looked at the logs or whatever, the chat logs, and saw, the full situation, how stupid this whole thing was. But the bottom line is, King of Hypocrisy, it wouldn't have mattered if I did that or not. If I hadn't done it, yeah, people would have just believed that I did this thing that didn't happen. If I, do it, okay, great. Well, I guess Phil has been disproven on this, or this one's been disproven. But here's 14 other things, and that's the thing. I've been around so long, there's always an endless plethora of things. And like Master Saru, he said it best yesterday. He said no matter what Phil does, these people who want to act like he's an evil person will move the goalpost anyway. So every time that I prove my innocence to one bullshit accusation, 10 more will come forward. So immediately, you know, that's out of the way. Let's bring up something Phil did over a year ago. Here it is. It's like, wait, what? Now, wait, that's not even what we're talking about. But that's what they do. So, what can you do, right? You just kind of shrug your shoulders, right? You shrug your shoulders, and you're like, oh, well, that's life. You know, you deal with things as they come, and you move on, right? I'm certainly not going to dwell on that shit. And the bottom line is, King of Hypocrisy, as I've said many times, if every single accusation that came my way, if I had to address every single accusation and disprove every single one, I would never have a chance to do anything positive. I would never be streaming gameplay. I would never have fun on streams. Instead, it would just be me sitting here 8 hours, 10 hours a day, taking every single thing people said about me and either apologizing for a moment of weakness when I did something wrong or disproving what they're saying as false. You know, how many times have I disproven that I've never scammed anyone when it comes to Patreon? I've only explained all the situations a million times, yet still, there's people to this day who say I scam my Patreon. Just the other day, someone on Twitter, yeah, you're a scammer. Remember Super Mario Sunshine? I'm like, Super Mario Sunshine, you mean the playthrough that I did because I promised I would do it, and I did an additional playthrough? I played Spyro and Super Mario Sunshine for one Patreon goal being hit? Yeah, that was really a scam when I gave double the amount of content that was promised for hitting the goal, right? But that's the thing, no one talks about that. No one talks about that. Instead, it's Phil scam. Once the accusation is made, that's it. It's just made. Even if it's been disproven, it's still there. You know? So the bottom line is there's just no point. There's no point in me going into a full defense mode every single time I hear one of these stupid things being said. The other day, someone said I was dead. Should I have gone into a half an hour thing on stream to prove I'm alive? Okay, then. Alright, guys. Anyway. Shout out to Emperor Swaggins. He cheered. He said, oh, God, they're having a Call of Duty sale on PlayStation. So now you know you can get all the worst games of the franchise for a discount before the next terrible game comes out. I seriously think you should just skip 4. It looks like Infinite Warfare and 3. Oh, boy. Anonysaurus Rex cheered. He says, you're like the Merzbow of gaming. I don't know what that is. Stuart360 tipped me $1. He says, I suffered through depression since I was a kid. I've been on prescription meds for 20 plus years. The fact is, I'm watching you over the years has got me through a lot of bad times. Watching some of your playthroughs has helped me so much to bring a smile to my face, so thanks. Well, thank you, Stuart, number one, for sharing that. That is big of you, right? Number two, thanks for being brave, you know, and putting up with and fighting through the depression, because I know how hard it is personally, having it myself. It's not easy, man. It's not. And that's pretty awesome of you to have, you know, been able to fight through it and share that with us. Okay? And thank you, of course, for the tip as well. But that's the least of the three things is, you know, the $1 is appreciated. But thanks for sharing. All right. And Emperor Swaggins cheered. It said, on a positive note, Battlefield 5 looks really good. The multiplayer maps I saw have a Bad Company 2 vibe to them. Only thing that I think needs to be adjusted is the health. There's no health regen. If you get hit, it only regens to a certain point, like 40%, I believe. All right. And then he cheered again because he had said Bad Company 2 vibe. Accidentally, he had said the wrong thing, but I fixed it on the fly, so. All right. Well, guys, it looks like that's it for pre-stream. I want to say thank you to everyone who has cheered, subbed, and tipped. Let's actually... Whoa, hold on. YOLO Dopper just cheered. He said it takes a lot to get through depression because it's more of a chemical imbalance due to eating lots of fast food. That is completely false. That's ridiculous. YOLO Dopper. My God. If you've ever heard a cockamamie theory, ladies and gentlemen, depression is caused by eating fast food. Didn't you know that? Oh, my God. Now that was quite ridiculous. I appreciate the cheer. I don't appreciate the ridiculousness. Great Waru just did a 25-bit cheer, and he says, you should do a talk show where you let your detractors call in so you can make them look like fools live on the air. No, Great Waru, because what would end up happening, as you know, they would immediately just say stuff to get me in trouble. Like, if you had one of these assholes call in, immediately they would say stuff that would probably try to get me banned from Twitch. So I couldn't do that. Okay? So there you go. Plus, the bottom line is, the bottom line is that giving these guys extra attention is what they want. To do a show that addresses all their bullshit is exactly what they want. Phil is wasting his time talking to us instead of doing gameplay. So, fuck all that shit. Rave Comic Charity says, Yolo Dobber adds spice to the stream, though. It's awesome. Ugh. Anyway. Alright, guys. So that is it for the pre-stream. Let me actually double-check our sub count. I want to see if we're still at 504. No, sadly, we have gone up by 1. I said sadly. We're at 505. Thank you guys for the support. I appreciate that. Let's get this updated to 505. I also want to take an opportunity to thank the top cheerers for the week. And I'll do that in just a moment. Hand Celebratory just cheered and said, pre-stream hype. Let's keep it going just a little longer. Thank you, Hand Celebratory, for the cheer. All right. Thanks to the top 10 cheerers for the week. In number 10, we have Mr. Lark 23. In number 9, Game Master 2003 is dead again. In number 8, Anonysaurus Rex. Number 7, Murdoch. Number 6, PS Geek 23. Number 5, Infinite 55. Number 4 is Ostmink. Number 3 is Shao Con Artist 87. Number 2 is Orange X Juice. And in number 1, Brunus Martins. Thank you guys very much for your support. Reminder, if you are the top cheerer or top tipper, you will get up on the stream stats leaderboard, as you can see at the top of your the top of your screen. I will also be updating sub count periodically during the day. Thank you guys very much for a supportive pre-stream. Let's end it and let's begin. 4 hours of Jurassic World Evolution. Can I beat the 4th island? We're gonna find out today live. All right, guys, thank you, and let's begin.